Hello my lovely people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Janet, and if this is your first time here, also welcome. Today we're going to be doing a all standing full body Pilates workout with a weight. Now the only weight that you kind of need with you today is a medium to heavy. I have opted in my videos to go for a 3 kilos, but depending how you're feeling, if you're feeling a little bit more zesty, feel free to go a little bit heavier up to about 5 or 6 kilos if you so wish, or go a little bit lower to 2, but I would say at a starting point 3 kilos is a good resistance to have. If you enjoy these type of videos where it's all standing or using weight resistance for your Pilates, please let me know by leaving some comments, liking my video and subscribing to my channel. Now let's get started. Okay team, we're going to start with a cardio blast for the first 10 minutes. So grabbing your weights, stepping side to side, having your legs slightly bent and pushing the weight forward just in front of your chest. Nice and quick. So as I said before, I've got a 3 kilo in my hand. Feel free to go a little bit heavier, lighter. Also feel free to use no weights if you're just starting out. But with the heavy weight, I do find that it elevates your heart rate definitely much quicker. Over time, as you get fitter, feel free to add the weight. So all moves are 50 seconds long, 10 seconds rest coming up. Good, holding for that 10 seconds rest. Feel free to keep going if you're feeling zesty. Otherwise, the next move is staying with your legs wide and we're just swinging the arms on the diagonal. So think about the arms doing like a sort of pirate ship move, if you know those moves at those carnivals, or you're drawing like a gigantic smile or an upside down rainbow. It goes to the top, down and lift. And then as I push the arms up, I twist my body and I just lightly tap with my toes. You want to twist your knees in line with where your body is twisting and keeping the joints nice and safe there. If this feels too easy with your weight, it probably means you need to probably start to go up a little bit heavier with your weights here. Good. All right, resting for 10. All right, so this is now your rainbow. You're going to lunge side to side. So you bend the right knee, left leg is staying straight, and you bring those arms up nice and high above the head, and then you lean into the other leg as it bends. So you got to have the feet nice and wide so that when you bend into that side that you're swinging the arms, the knee stays just over the toes but not deep in front of it, because you don't want to go overdoing it in your joints there. So you did the smile, you're now doing the rainbow. Just activates your shoulders as well. Pull the belly button into the spine as you lift the arms up and above the head. Ten seconds rest here. All right, having your feet just a little bit narrower, but not too narrow, about shoulder width. We're going to touch to the ground and we're going to lift the arms up above the head. So squat nice and low. You want to have your bum sort of in line with the knees as you drop down. Chest stays up. Obviously, if your knees are a little bit uncomfortable to go that deeply, you do not have to. But over time, as you get fitter or when your mobility starts to increase, try to see if you can touch that weight closer and closer to the floor each time. Squeeze your glutes on the way up. Nice and fast with this movement because you want to elevate that heart rate here. Breathe out as you push up. Nice, 10 seconds rest. Good. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to lunge to one side, come into the middle, push the arms up. So lunge to the right, Come down into a squat, push the arms up as you just did before, and then turn your body onto the left. And you just keep repeating that side to side, lifting the middle, and then lunge to the side. This also just works on your agility of the body to be able to twist. So have your legs nice and wide so that when you just twist it out, your back heels lifts. Make sure both knees are turned into the direction that you are lunging, because that keeps your legs safe. You're aiming for 90 degrees at the front, 90 degrees at the back. Works on your quads, works on your calves there, and of course your arms. Good compounding work. And rest. A little bit coordinated on that one. Feel free to go slower on that move that you just did. All right, so we're gonna lunge to the right side and then lift the leg up, arms up in the air. Right, level ones, you're just tapping the toes down as I just did. Level twos, you're gonna reach all the way up there. Good, lunge down, lift up. You look good, team. All right, keep that balance. Knees lifting up past the hips if you can. Great, resting out for that 10 seconds. All right, so we're just repeating that all on the other side. Starting out to the left side and lift. Remember, you're tapping the toes down, my level ones, if you do want to go into balance as yet, or your balance is a little bit tricky today. Maybe your legs are already sore, or your mind is just wandering a little bit and the balance is a bit too much. Obviously, just keep the toes tapping, moving swiftly to the side and lifting the arms up in the air. So good cardio, good full body workout right here as you're tapping and lifting. Awesome work. All right, have your 10 seconds rest right now. Breathing it through. All right, coming up next, we're turning to the right side and we're just going to pull that knee in. And then we're going to push the arms out. And when the knee comes in, we pull the knee back in. Now, if your lower back is a little bit sore today, you might not move the arms with the legs, or you might not lift the arms as high, as it does load into the back when the arms come higher near the top of your head. But just think about a pulling motion. So you go into the diagonal and the knee comes in, the arm comes in. Running it out nice and quickly. Standing leg always has a lovely bend in it, don't forget, in order to keep your knee nice and safe. And running it through. Good. Alright, resting it out. We're going and doing the same thing just on the other side. So turn your body to the left now. Start with the knee in and out first. And then when you're ready, shoot the arms out when the leg shoots back and then pull the arms in. So this time your left leg is bending nice and low for me, so that you have the stabilizer locked into the glutes. And also it's nicer for the knees if you always have a nice bend in the knees there. You can see it. If you're getting tired, like myself, my arms get a little bit lower. Of course, perfectly fine to choose that option. But if you're feeling zesty, you take the arms a little bit higher than I am, if you like. Good work, and rest it out. All right, so we're going into a curtsy. You're stepping one foot behind the other, and you're sort of crossing the arms down. So the arm goes down to the side that is in front. So when your right leg is in front, your arm sweep to the right. And then when your left leg is in front, your arm sweep to the left. So you can keep it low, or as I am doing it now, I'm starting to take the arms up. So you look like you're doing a crisscross motion. So you lift the arms up as you stand in the middle. This one is a little bit more coordinated than the other movements. Feel free to just get the legs going first and then bring in the arms, especially with a heavy weight. You have to control the body so you don't over rotate through your waistline and hips. So be cautious, team, with this one. I would say get your coordination up and then start to control the arms and rest it out. Good. All right, so we're going to drop the weight in the middle and you're going to tap the leg in, out, and then lift one arm up in the air, and then you do the other side and you use the other arm to lift it up. Yeah, again, coordination a little bit because you have to remember which leg you just did. I'm sure somewhere along the line I forget which side I did. I did the same side twice. No big deal, as long as you keep your body moving. All right, so you're stepping one leg in, out, and then swapping which hand is lifting that weight up into the air. So using one hand just to lift, squatting nice and low in the body. Good. All right, so that swinging motion was with control. It switches on your stomach muscles when you start to swing sort of with control that arm up in the air. There we go. I just did the same side twice. No big deal. All right. Take a rest. Take a rest. Shoulders come back. All right. We're going to kick into arms now, team. Strength training. Here we go. Taking the arms up and we're just going to drop it into that tricep work. Elbows facing forward. Tummy muscles pulled in because you don't want to overarch the back. I always find that if your lower back starts to arch because you're pushing your pelvis and your core is not quite controlled today, if you step one foot behind you, it actually just helps that standing position and your stance. It's a little bit more safer for the lower back as well. So it's like you're rubbing the weight behind your head. You're dropping the arms as low as you can to the back or the nape of the neck, as I would say, and then you lift it all the way up. Great, 10 seconds rest here. Alright, so the move will stay the same. So as you can see, I'm showing you on the side. I'm stepping 1 foot behind and I'm just going to pulse the arm. So now think about you're rubbing the back of the head. You know those things that kids do where they rub the balloon on their head to make it frizzy? You're kind of doing that motion, but just towards the back of the head. So you never lift the arms all the way up and you never drop the weights too low because you want to stay within this 5 centimeter range or 3 to 4 inches range, and you're just sort of keeping that tension on the tricep. Tricep is those muscles behind your arms that we're just trying to tone here. Alright, so we're taking the weight behind your arms and we're going to keep the arms relatively straight and trying to lift the whole arm up and away from our bodies. So when that weight comes back towards you, try not to drop it down too far so it slams onto the glutes. You're trying to keep it up in the air and just keep pressing and pulsing it back. Shoulders pull down from the ears. Hopefully you're feeling the back of the arm starting to get that little heat, a little bit of burning sensation. That's how you know your arms are starting to work and develop muscles there. Good. Alright, 10 seconds rest. We're going to lean to that left side. Your right hand will have the weight. Left arm is on the thigh. And you just pulling the weight up. So the elbow goes past your waistline and heads upwards towards the roof there. Working the whole arm lifting. Some of you can actually go a little bit heavier. So if you're rich enough and you've got multiple weights in your house, you can swap it for a heavier weight here if you wish to, or a heavier object. Holding a 2-litre milk, maybe go for a 3-litre milk there and draw it in. Because I do find that you're quite strong generally because you're using a bit of the back muscles at the same time as your arms. Good. Alright, rest it out. So we're going back into the arm and tricep. So we're going to add the row and then we're going to push the arm straight back. So it's multi-level this one. Not only do you work the arms and shoulders, you also work the triceps again. Fair bit of triceps today. Because it's generally, I find, for the ladies especially, and even for the males, the back of the arms get loose. And we want to just tone it back up again. Breathe out as you push, right? So on the exertion, the bit where you're working sort of the muscles the hardest, I generally breathe out. And then when you lower the weights down, you take a breath in to build that oxygen back into the body. Row and push. Good. And release it out. All right, I'm just going to repeat that on the other side. So right leg in front. Right arm onto the thigh, left arm is doing the rowing first. Sometimes I find these movements, the arms are okay. The hardest stance is actually you're lunging down on the legs and you're holding that position for a good decent amount of time. And you don't want to sink into that right leg. You want to actually lift your body up a little bit. It's just so your body stays on the diagonal. Make sure the elbow goes past the waist, behind your torso, so you get optimal movement here. Good work. All right, so the last little bit is same as the other side. You're going to do that row and then push the arms back to work your triceps. Easier to remember because you did it on one side, had a little practice, your brain sort of is used to the move. And push back. Nice. Take a rest here. All right, we're going to bicep curl. So you can stand facing whichever way. Arms are straight out in front. I'm just standing this way so you can see me. And I'm bending at the elbows and bringing the weights towards sort of my forehead. Careful you do not hit your head with the weights as you get too vigorous with the movement. Keep it nice and controlled for me. And pull it in. Keep your elbows nice and high. You want to keep it up to shoulder height, so that it's harder. Sometimes I find when people get tired, they drop their elbows nice and low towards their waistline. So it's like a resting spot there, but you want to lift the arms nice and high so you can work your shoulders and your biceps at the same time. So we did the back of the arms quite a bit. We're doing the front of the arms now. So it's toned all the way around. Great work. Have a moment. We're going to work shoulders now. So we're going to lift the arms up above the head
And breathe out as you lower your arms down just to shoulder height. You're keeping the arms straight the whole time. That way it intensifies that shoulder work. Remember to always breathe out on the hard bit, which is the arms come down and then lift it up towards the roof. My stomach muscles pull right in, especially when the arm starts to drop forward. Nice work, team. Shoulder strength helps reduce sort of issues with your shoulders. Prevention is the key. And release it here. Alright, so this is called the wood chopper. We're going to lunge into that right side and sweep the arms on the diagonal straight up towards the roof. Breathe out. Twist a little bit through the torso. I always say when you move into this sort of movement, you are using your torso first. So you go down, push with the legs, twist through the stomach, and then on the last bit, you raise the arms, right? Rather than lifting the arms first and then your body follows. It's a much easier sort of movement if you work the legs from the toes down up to the waistline, and your final bit is the arms. Generally, I would say use your big muscles first to sort of help with momentum. Legs and core. Bigger muscles, stronger generally. Arms, final bit. That's it. All right. Of course, we're going to repeat this now on the other side. You're going to lunge to that left side, have the knee nice and bent, weight on the outside of that leg, exhale out, straighten out the legs, and take that arm up to the diagonal to the right hand side. Same concept, just even out that body for me. Gotta say, I look a little bit serious when I work out, especially when it obviously gets harder. My face gets very serious. Do not take offense. It's nothing about you guys. Good. All right, 10 seconds rest. It's probably just because I'm getting tired now. All right, so we're pushing the arms forward and we're going to twist it to one side and then bring it back into the middle. Breathe out, twist in middle, push out, twist to the other side. So you're holding the body strong and you're moving to the shoulder. So you think about doing a straight line across to one side and then to the other, not diagonal. It's going horizontal. Horizontal lines we are going through. Push out, twist. I find the heavier weight, the harder this move is for sure. Really good to work the shoulders. Press and twist it out. We're coming back to the end of our arm series. We're going back to bigger muscles, which is the legs. Have a moment. Stretch the one arm across the chest and then maybe the other side. All right, here we go. Legs and cardio coming back a little bit. Strength and cardio. Holding onto the waist, squatting down. And you're just tapping in and out, keeping your body low. So your body should be quite warm now because we've been working the arms, the legs. So you can go a little bit lower, stepping side to side like you're stepping over a big puddle in the middle. Take your legs wider if you can. Still low impact, of course. Really safe for your knees to do these exercises. No shoe workout is pretty good to strengthen out the foot, especially those of you like myself who have flat feet. If you get stronger feet, it's a little bit nicer in the future for other exercises. Tap, tap, tap. All right, have a moment, 10 seconds rest. All right, this is about your thigh work. So we're going to step to one side and lift the leg up. I'll show you a level 1 option to start with. So we're going to step to the right side, tap out with the left, step to the left, tap out. Only because, see, as you see, my balance sometimes is a little bit off, as yours might be today. So you might not like to lift that leg all the way up high. You might just tap it out. Also, you do not have to lift the leg as I am in the video. I'm lifting up to hip level just because my hips are feeling okay today, but your hips might be a bit tight, or maybe your range in the legs are not quite there. You can obviously work on that with some stretch and yoga classes that focus in on your hip mobility. But sometimes if it's just a little bit tight there, you just don't lift as high, especially if you had a leg day a few days before and it's still a bit sore. Good. All right, 10 seconds rest here. We're going to do a double pulse on the squat. Have your legs a little bit wider than the shoulders, feet turned out, double squat and lift. So see at the start how if you can go a little bit deeper, your elbows almost tap twice to the thighs, and then you squeeze the bottom as you lift up. Tap and up. As your legs get more tired, or again, if your knees are not up for it, you do not go as low. And you can stay a little bit higher than I am. But as a general rule, if you can see, if you can get your elbows pointing down, tap into the thigh, tap it twice, and then squeeze to lift. This works on your legs and glutes at the same time. So strengthen your butt. Helps with lower back issues because it's a bit more protected. Also keeps your knees stable. Good. All right, have a moment. Contemplating life. All right, here we are. We are pulsing the whole time. Again, as low as you can, elbows tapping to the thigh. If it starts to get tiring or your legs start to burn too much, you do what I do, which is stay up a little bit higher. My elbows now are no longer touching the thigh because clearly I am feeling the burn, which you might too. But if you're not and your legs are feeling quite fresh, stay low. Keep your elbows touching to the thighs, team. You might as well maximize it because we've just got these little bits to go. You're definitely over halfway. And you're almost finished with this workout. So let's just keep that body going. Good. All right, release it out. We're turning our body to the right-hand side. So your left arm will have the weight. Your left leg will be behind you. Right leg is stabilizing. So you're pulling the arm up to the waistline and you're going to lift your left leg up. You're working on a bit of balancing here, which is great to work on over time, as well as stabilizing your right leg, getting that right leg nice and strong and the glutes, and coordinating your arms and legs, which is good for the brain. So many good benefits. Also, balance work is also good for the brain. Produces those extra brain cells in your memory bank. Breathe out on the pull and the extension. Inhale to drop it down. Remember, standing leg always has that bend. Perfect. All right, have a moment. Just shake it out, especially your standing leg, because I need you to see if you can start to bend your standing leg a little bit and reach that weight down to the ground with your back leg hanging up. Now, my level ones, every time you stand up straight, feel free to pop your left toes down to tap so that you can restabilize. But if you're feeling good with your balance, your left leg is just going to hang in the air and your toes actually never touch the ground. It goes down just slightly before it hits the floor. It goes back up. This is a nice controlled movement. Arms just hanging down because I find the weight helps guide you straighter. Eye gaze about half a meter or so in front of you, staring at the floor, because you want to stare at something that's not moving to help with that balance. Good job. All right, so we're gonna stay with a nice deeper bend in the right leg now. Your left leg is bent behind you like you're lunging. You start with the lunge and then you quickly tap that leg in. The weight is now in your right hand on the same side as your bent leg. You tap quick and tap out, tap quick and tap out. You're trying as best as you can to keep your body stable and not rocking backwards and forward. The only movement really is that move, that leg that is tapping in and out. After a bit of this, I find my standing leg gets a little bit more heated from the burn, from that muscle and a bit of lactic acid just burning through. Persevere because we're about to shake it out. All right, give yourself 10 seconds. Maybe shake out your right leg because just one more thing to do on this side. We're lunging it down. All right, left leg stepping about 1 meter behind you. You're dropping your back knee down, almost like you're trying to kiss the mat. Drop and lift. Your left glute is the one squeezing as you lift up. So push up with the legs and use your bum to help you lift out of your body so that you don't have to work too much on the legs. Good news, team, you just have to do the other side and we will be stretching it out. So after all the work, if you can stay for like 1 to 2 minutes and just stretch those muscles back out again. Also to cool down that body. Warm up is important, cool down is also important for that longevity of that body there. Good, make sure you get that knee nice and low. And rest 10 seconds. At the same time as you're resting, you're just turning your body to the other side. So the weight will stay in the right hand. Your right leg will be behind you. Your left leg is now balancing. And you're rolling the arm up and you're lifting your right leg at the same time. Good. Pull with the arm, lift with the leg. Sometimes I find balance is better on one side versus the other, just probably depending on maybe you have one side just slightly stronger than the other, or maybe concentration's a little bit more taxing because you're coming to the end of a good session of workout, so your body might be a bit tired. But like I said, team, we just got to do this side and then we are done. So please stick with me. Let's finish this workout together and rest. All right, so we're reaching that arm towards the ground. You're lifting the back leg as high as you can to hip level. Remember to tap down with your right foot if you need, like I am here. Otherwise, you can keep that leg floating the whole time. Take your time to come up and take your time to go down. Less than 30 seconds to go now. So low as you can get that weight down towards the floor. Some of you might even be able to get the weight all the way down to touch the mat. Definitely go for that for the challenge. Excellent. All right, so we're popping the weight into the right, to the other hand, the left hand now. Left leg is still in front. Now right leg is going low. We're going deeper into the legs and we're just tapping your back foot in and out. You're trying to keep the rest of the body still. So imagine you're balancing like a cup of water on the top of your head and you don't want to bob up and down too much. And you just want to subtly move that right leg in and out while the rest of your body stays completely still. Imagine. We should do that one day as a challenge, balancing water on our head and try to do these moves to see how our stability, test out our stability. rest it out. All right, your last exercise, your last work effort, lunging. Here we go. And then stay with me for just a quick stretch. All right, so dropping that knee nice and low towards the ground, squeezing this time your right glute, your right bum cheek as it comes up. If you don't quite know how to squeeze your glutes, that's okay. On the time when you start to work your glutes in some of my exercises and that burning sensation comes to the butt and it's sore the next day, it will train your brain to know what it feels like to sort of squeeze and release over time. Or you can tap your hand onto your right bum cheek right now and see if it's firm. If it's not, you just keep pressing on it a little bit with one finger until it gets firm, and generally that switches it on as well. All right, 5 seconds of your life, and then we're stretching. Great work all. All right, taking your legs nice and wide, let's reach down to the ground. No longer need your weights for the stretching portion. We're going to lean over towards the right hand side. Stretch out those inner thighs for me. Let's mellow it out. And then gently come over towards that left hand side. Good. Have your feet a little bit narrower. Hanging down, stretching the back of the legs, bending the knees as much as you need to. Keep that chest down towards the thighs. Slowly roll it up. Head will be the last part to come up. Take your right leg behind the left, and then right arm goes up. Stretch out your triceps for the arms there that you worked out. A lot of tricep work today. And then swap over to the other side. Now, as I said earlier, team, if you enjoy this workout, make sure you hit like, link the arms behind you, lift the chin, make sure you subscribe, and let me know how'd you go. Just come back to that tricep for one more time on each side, just so we can elongate it a bit more. All right, chest tucks in, hands coming forward. Link the hands again behind your back, lift up to the roof, just open up the shoulders again. And then we're coming into leg soon to stretch. All right, so turn to the left, back leg is nice and straight on the right. And then swap over to the other side. Heels nice and flat into the mat. Good. If you can balance or hold on to something, right foot comes in for your quad stretch. And swap it over to the left side. Keep your knees together. I take my arm to the side for balance. Good. All right, take that right arm behind you, right leg behind you again, and that stretch out to the sides of the body. Elongate out your torso. And give yourselves a clap. Thank you so much. I will see you on the next workout. Bye, team.